So welcome to the first 9th hour video. It's now preponed the posting time of these videos from 4:30 Jerusalem time to 3 o'clock p.m. So that's the 9th hour. And why I have now 0 hour posts and then the 9th hour posts. Well, it kind of came from the comments, because when I was reading through the comments I could see some people kind of asking questions in a kind of way it's very hard to describe, but I think within the community we should have a constructive, giving the benefit of the doubt, thinking a little bit oneself and trying to find out before kind of but of course we help each other out, and you can ask questions and even comment on things, so it's very hard to pinpoint, but I just got the feeling that we are kind of focusing on technicalities, or kind of reading the Bible like the Pharisees would. I'm not sure if that's the right way to say it, but in summa summarum, I think it should all be about Jesus. Let me kind of highlight with an example. So, for example, the number of constellations. So we have 12, and that's based on the Babylonian zodiac of 12 signs. And it kind of seeped through, but of course everything happens because God permits it to happen like that, and that's fine. But now, like thinking about the Ophiuchus, the 13th, we always talk about the 12 disciples and 12 tribes and so on. And even Jesus is the Lion of the tribe of Judah, so he's in the tribe of Judah. But if we think about the 12 disciples, who do we forget? We forget Jesus. That's 13 people. So we kind of have this, we think Jesus is God, and we sometimes for that reason somehow forget him. And I would hate that to happen, so I want to make everything about Jesus. Even every video will now have either IXH, that's 0 hour, that's the beginning, or the 9th hour IXH, which is the ending, because it all points to Jesus. So let me start with the Colossians 2:9, or starting from 8. Beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit. I mean, whenever we discuss a point or a point of view or someone's opinion, it should always come from the place of, through the lens of looking at how does that fit with Jesus. And God is love, so within the community somehow, I mean, it's okay to kind of discuss a point, but we should always have the end goal of why do we talk about that point? Who are we focusing on and keeping him in mind? Otherwise it's going to be vain deceit. It's not going to be fruitful. After the tradition of men, after the rudiments of the world, and not after Christ. And this is the thing. For in him dwelleth all the fullness, not some or part of the fullness, but all the fullness of the Godhead bodily. there is only one form that God has taken, and that's Jesus when he came. So especially now when the fourth night watch is starting, we should keep him front and center, begin our thoughts and end our thoughts with him. I know we're talking about a lot of technicalities like dates and sun, moon, constellations and times and looking at all the different things, but at the beginning of every video and at the end of every video we should think about what does that have to do with Jesus, and what is our personal relationship with him, and ensure we're ready whenever something happens. Alright, so then why 9th hour is the end and not the 12th hour, for example? So let's take the crucifixion day. So Jesus was crucified at the 3rd hour, and here you can see the passages. It's 9 a.m. So 6 a.m. is the 0 hour, and I think that's the beginning. And then in the 3rd hour, a significant event took place. And then in the 6th hour, we get the 3 hours of darkness between the 6th and the 9th hour. And in the 9th hour, Jesus died. It coincided with the afternoon temple sacrifice, positioning Jesus as the ultimate Lamb of God who atones for humanity's sins once and for all. And then the veil in the temple tore at this moment between the holy and the holy of holies. So there is no curtain anymore between the holy and the holy of holies when we look at Jesus, thanks to Jesus. So now, the beginning of every video I will have 0 hour or 9th hour, and it's all kind of pointing to Jesus, which we should all keep in mind. Whatever we do, whatever we watch, he is why we are doing this, and he is who we are watching. And when we see him walking on the water, we should shout to him, hello, here we are, we're ready, we're watching. That's how it will go. And then we will go to his kingdom, where we will have finally righteousness and all the things in there, in the places that were intended for them in the first place. Thank you.